Morning, students. We are going to do the topic of process of strategic planning. So this is the topic that discusses how the strategies are formulated in the company, how the strategies are made and how it is planned and how it is being crystallized. Because before we can implement the strategy, we need to have very clear strategies. Right? Only when we have clear strategies can we go about implementing those strategies. So how do we come and make those clear strategies? That's what we are trying to discuss and find out in this particular topic. First, let's look at the definition of strategic planning. It's defined as the process of developing and maintaining a strategic fit between the organizational goals and the capabilities and its changing marketing opportunities. So we can say that the strategic planning is to develop those strategies. And what kind of strategies? It has to maintain that fit between the organizational goals and capabilities. So making the strategic plan depends upon what the goals of the organization are, what the capabilities of the organization are, and what is the environment, right? What is the market environment and what are the opportunities which is there in the market. Based on our capability and our goals and how we achieve those goals in the market. So that's the strategic plan has to be made for that. So how do we go about doing that? We can call that as a strategic plan. There are two particular models that we have to see in the strategic planning process. The first is as shown here. This is the formal strategic planning process which we do at the beginning of the year or at the time period that we want to make our strategies, that we want to develop our strategies. So in the formal, the beginning of the year, what happens? But we cannot lose sight of the strategies which come in the middle of the year or middle of the time period. Right? There can be so many changes, and then there can be so many strategies which will come about, which we have to be open to it. We cannot neglect it. Right? So it was Mintzberg, the strategician guru, who brought us to the concept of the emergent strategies. Strategies that come in during our time after our formal strategy making process is over. And when we are doing our business, there will be so many strategies which come up. How to capture those strategies and implement it. So that is the concept of the emergent strategies. So we'll be looking at these two models. They are both used together, as you know. The first one is this model is used for the formal strategy development process at the beginning of the year. Correct? And then the next model is used at the middle of the year when new strategies come up. So these two together give us the strategies which we have to make, which we have made, which we can make, and which we have to implement. Which we can make and which we have to implement. Right? So we have the existing, let's see the first model first. As you can see, the SWOT analysis is at the center piece, right? The SWOT analysis, previously called SWOT, strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats. Presently called strengths, weakness, opportunities, challenges. This is the center of the formal strategy formulation model. The SWOT analysis at the center. I'll call it SWOT, okay, the center. So it is at the center of this particular model. Right? So as we had seen in the definition, it has to develop a fit between the capabilities, the goals, and the environment. So that's what SWOT does. So that is at the center of the strategic planning process. So we have the external analysis, which is opportunities and the threats. The internal analysis, which gives the strengths and weaknesses, like the capabilities of the company and things like that. So with this we'll get a good understanding of the strengths of the company, the capabilities of the company, and what is the kind of opportunities and threats which are there in the market. So all this has to be done first, and you have to develop the SWOT model. And you have to develop the SWOT analysis for the company. Once that is done, which is the centerpiece of the strategic planning process. Once this is done, we have to input it with the we said about the goals of the company, right? In the definition, we said about the goals of the company. Just to take you back, is the fit between the organizational goals and capabilities and the marketing environment. Okay? So coming to this one, so once you have done the SWOT analysis, you've got the environment aspect very clear. The internal environment gives the capabilities and the strengths and the weaknesses of the firm. The external analysis gives the opportunities and threats of the firm. And therefore, then we have to move towards the goals of the company. And the goals can be along with the mission, vision, and the goals of the company. Right? So with these together, and of course, on the top, you have the existing business model. You have the business model of a company. You know, all the business models are different. Each company's business model can be quite different. You have online companies which are doing only online retail like Amazon. They've got an altogether different business model compared to, say, Walmart or our Flipkart, correct? Or say the Reliance Retail. All these are physical stores. You can see they've got an altogether different business model. Whereas Amazon has got an altogether different business model. They have got their concerns, their way of doing the business, and each of them will have different aspects. This is very obvious one. But even in online companies, you can say the Walmart, which has acquired Flipkart, is now having a different business model, somewhat slightly different from Amazon. You can see how their site operates, how it measures. It's all slightly different, quite different. Right? The business models can be different for each particular company. And if you look at it very detailed, you see Maruti has got its business model. Like Tata has got its own business model. Hyundai has got its own business model. Hyundai has come out with another brand, the Kia. Because of its success, it has decided to approach the market in a different manner, correct, compared to the other companies, having two brands under one premium products, one regular products, like that it is trying to do. Maruti has developed the concept of the, I think, the next retail, retail where you get some models only of the car. So different kinds of business models are present. So what is the existing business model? What is the mission, vision, and the values and the goals of the company? This is the input, one of the inputs. And along with that, you have to do the SWOT analysis. So you get a good idea of the internal environment and the external environment. So these three together, all these elements together, when they are analyzed, you have to analyze it in a very creative and different manner. You have to analyze it in a altogether very creative and not to a logical aspect. You have to approach it through very different, very unique way of thinking. When you put all these three together, what kind of strategies you can form, you have to start making those strategies. That's formulating those strategies. Of course, they have to be refined later on. So you can make the strategies at we have already discussed the levels of the strategy. Right? You have to develop those strategies at the corporate level, at the business level, and at the functional level. Right? So corporate level strategies, if you have got two or more businesses, you have to start looking at how I can develop some synergies and some complementary effects between my businesses. So what kind of steps I can take. Then you have to work on that more, and you have to eliminate some points and get some good concrete strategies at the corporate level. Same thing at the business level. Right? Each business you have to do a SWOT analysis, and you have to see that business strengths, weakness. You have to understand the capabilities of that particular company, and you have to understand the existing business model and the vision and the goals, and you have to work together on that, and you have to start developing the business level strategies. Right? And same thing at the functional level. And if the company is trying to go global and has got global presence, we can talk in terms of even the global strategies. It's not a different level, it comes within the business or the corporate, but we can talk in terms of the global strategies, how it wants to do international business. What are the strategies it can take? So you can say once you have a good understanding of all these and the interlinks between them and very creative juxtaposition, you can say about all these kinds of forces which are present in the environment, and within your company, and what kind of resources you have. Based on that, you can start formulating or making, roughly defining the strategies at different levels, at the corporate level, at the business level, and at the functional level. And if it's an international business, at a global level. This is how you start making your strategy. So as you can see, there is no too much of logical steps. It's about a good understanding of those different forces. And once you have done that, you are in a position to make the strategies. And once you have understood all that well, then you are in a position to make the strategies. So this is about the strategy formulation process. Right? This is about the strategy formulation process. Then you have the process of, once this is done, you are in the process to strategy implementation. Right? You are in the process of strategy implementation. So this is the strategy implementation process, which will not be coming. It's a different, once this step is clear, you have formulated the strategies, you go in for implementation. And of course, the feedback is present even at the implementation level or at the level of the formulation. You have to take feedback, and you can give the feedback at the beginning regarding various activities that you have to do before. If anything you feel has to be reworked on. So this is the process of formally making the strategies in the company before the starting period. So with this, you are in a position to go ahead and start implementing those strategies in the organization. And for example, at a business level, you might have told, Maruti must have told that we have got a little relatively less presence of service sectors in a particular state. We need to increase that. Right? Or it might be relooking at the the different distribution channel which it has adopted for certain models of its car. Might have to relook at that. So it will say we have to relook at that particular aspect. So then based on all those points which have come about, it will select some of them for implementation, the best ones for implementation. This is the formal strategical aspect, what we can decide what the company has to do in the beginning of the planning year. Then once the planning has been done and it has been implemented, we cannot go in with a narrow vision and do only that. Right? There will be a lot of dynamics which is taking place, changing environment. Some strategies may have to be relooked at. Correct? Some strategies may have to be relooked at because they may not be relevant today in that company. Some strategies which was discarded may have to be taken back because the environment is good now. So many dynamics can take place. So Mintzberg brought us to the idea of the emergent strategy. So we should not be closed with the strategies once we have made them at the beginning of the year. We need to be open and we have to be ready to understand the emergent strategies. Okay, so this is how this model works. So you have got the input of the planned strategies, all the strategies which you planned in the beginning of the formal session, which we discussed previously. This model, you're getting all the strategies at all these levels. So that becomes the input. They are the planned strategies, right? They're the planned strategies. So once this planning has been done properly and you are implementing it, in the middle, so many unrealized strategy can be there because of some changes in the market. You will not be able to implement certain strategies. So they become unrealized strategies. Right? At the same time, there can be so many emergent strategies which comes and which has to be incorporated. Right? So in the planned strategy, some strategies will go unrealized, some will start getting implemented, and then there will be so many emergent strategies which will come up, and those also have to be adopted. So along with that deliberate strategy and the emergent strategy, both these together, we will have the realized strategies which we have to be implementing. Correct? The strategy which you have to be implementing becomes the realized strategy. So the formal strategies which you have made at the beginning of the year, along with the emergent strategies which has been accepted, become the realized strategies. Correct? Become the realized strategies. So from where does this model also further tells us from where do these emergent strategies come up? So Mintzberg identified three particular ways in which this emergent strategy comes up. It can come up from the top management. The top management can have some different way of thinking. They are always thinking about strategy. They are thinking about the different ways of doing the business. So they can think of some uh, unplanned shift by the, and they can think of some changes in the environment and they can make a good strategy. Right? They can make a different kind of, like they did it in Nestle, right? They introduced the Indian flavors in the 2 minutes Maggie, not just the Chinese flavor, so many varieties of Indian flavor they adopted. Correct. So then that becomes the like the top level management can be the source from which the emergent strategies comes up. Then you can have the emergent strategies which is coming up from the autonomous action of the lower level managers. Correct. Sometimes the lower level managers, when they are working, they can come out with some good strategy. For example, in 3M, we had the example of the gentleman who brought about the post-it cards. He was a junior manager, but he went into the 3M lab and tried to find out how, what kind of solutions and what kind of glues which are there. And then he came out with this post-it card glue, and he came out with that full business he only made. So as a lower level manager with his own initiative, he made that particular new business model itself, new business for the company. And the third, the source of developing of this emergent strategy we call serendipity, like some good fortune. Serendipity means in the market there can be some good happenings or good events which can take place, for which new businesses can be generated. Right? So when Amazon came in, Flipkart was not doing all that well, it was not losing out to. For Walmart, he was able to get into the online business by just acquiring Flipkart. Had some good fortune like that, and only two main operators are there. He got the other one, so he's able to get a good market share. So some good fortune will be there in the company or in the environment, which you can make use of, and you can make that emergent strategy. So three sources also it has identified for getting the strategy as well. So you can say that along with that planned strategy, which you do at the beginning of the year, you also have to keep an eye open for the emergent strategies, and you have to both these together become the realized strategies. Right? So this is how the strategic planning process is there in the organizations. Thank you.